Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thanks so much for dropping by. This is one of my most interesting locations. I'm traveling around and currently living in my friend's basement. And I got to tell you, I'm so happy. What do I want to say about that? Yes, of course, I like aesthetically pleasing things. And I had this opportunity to really, be close to my friend and his family. And that felt more important to me than having a pretty hotel room. So enough about that. I got a really interesting question or comment that I would like to take a look at. So here was the comment. Thank you for your beautiful Heilstrom session. I have all the intention and willingness, but what does it mean if I don't feel anything? i.e. no heat or flashes, no power surge, no tingling, no zapping, or any sensation. How do we know it's working? Do you feel any of the above when you sit in Heilstrom? And if so, how long did it take before you felt that this began to happen? Wonderful question. Thank you. So first of all, I'm going to go backwards. How long did it take before you felt this to happen? For me, I would say it was about my third or fourth group meeting that I actually started to feel something. Do you feel any of the above when you sit in Heilstrom? So just a little... it's minor detail. Heilstrom is German, which means many translations. Healing stream, divine power, divine current, the energy of wholeness, the salvation force. I understand it to mean the divine. It's two words and so many meanings, but Heilstrom to me means the divine power of God that saves and heals, that removes all evil from us, or that removes evil from us and ultimately will remove all evil. So I don't sit in Heilstrom, I receive the Heilstrom. So it's a little minor detail, but they say God is in the details. So at first I didn't know that it was working because I didn't feel anything. And so I just kept doing it because I was desperate. My health was so bad. I didn't know how much longer I figured I had a year or two left to live if I was lucky. And also because of the healing reports of other people. So until I felt something, that's the reason why I did it. What does it mean if you don't feel anything? Now, that is an amazing question. Bruno Gröning said, and I don't have the exact quote handy, but the essence of what he said is that to be able to sense this energy, in essence, to be able to sense God, is actually very natural. It's completely natural. But he said that that something has fallen asleep inside of the human being so that he's not able to feel it so easily anymore. And that Bruno said that he had to wake that up. So, individual circumstances can vary. And what I would, just off the top of my head, if someone doesn't feel anything, what that means to me is that capacity hasn't reawakened in them yet. And like I said, it took me 3 or 4 times in a group setting before it even began to awaken a little bit. So the person listed some different sensations. Heat, flashes, power surges, tingling, zapping. I felt all of those at different times. I don't feel those each time. Generally what I feel nowadays, I've been doing this for a while, but generally what I feel now is tingling. Tingling is very common. I feel a sense of presence. It's hard to put into words, but this thing that's kind of ethereal yet very real. And the other thing what I feel most strongly is a sense of peace. I don't know how to describe it, almost like the insides of my body have been emptied out or hollowed out, and there's just peace left. So the thing is it's not, yes, it's so wonderful to feel the Heilstrom. And my prediction is that if you stick with this practice, you will feel it eventually. I can't promise that, but I strongly predict it. But it's not just what we feel during, it's how we feel after. Because this isn't just a meditation. This is literally a cleansing process. As Bruno said, a sanctification. So one thing to notice is to sit for 10 minutes and notice how you feel beforehand. Sit down, do it for 10 minutes, and then notice how you feel after. Not just your physical body, but your heart, your mind. An experience I've had a couple of times is I've sat and I felt so much discomfort during. And then as soon as I get up and am done, or by the very end, I feel so good. So the thing to keep in mind is Einstelin is what Bruno called it, which can be translated again so many ways: tuning in, taking in, focusing, aligning, attuning. That's sort of the verb of what we're doing. We're Einstelin, or practicing Einstelin. He did say it's a process of sanctification, which means a cleansing, a making holy. So one thing to see is how you feel afterwards, to sit for 10 minutes. And, the other thing is a lot of people have trouble quieting their mind. I'm a long-term meditator, and I still have trouble quieting my mind. So in that case, I recommend you listen to a piece of music, or you repeat a short prayer or a mantra to help quiet the mind. So those were a few of my thoughts and feelings. Thank you. And experience. And the other thing is, I had a friend who, the first time he did it, he felt something. And then he didn't feel anything for months. But he had this strong inner conviction. This is true. This is right. And for 3 or 4 months, he didn't feel anything, but he practiced and he went to meetings, and then he had a healing, and then he was able to feel the energy very strongly. So sometimes some things need to be cleared out before we can feel, but also just because you're not feeling something doesn't mean it's not working. So those are some of my recommendations and my thoughts and feelings on this topic. Thank you so much for asking. And I think part of why I love this basement, it's staying here. Bruno said you can absorb the Heilstrom no matter where you are. It's really true. Now, of course, a clean environment. I mean, this place isn't dirty, but it's not, it's, but an aesthetically pleasing environment. Like, of course, we all want to be in places that are pretty, but the thing is, you can do it anywhere. I've done it on airplanes, buses. I do it while walking. Done it in restaurants. I do it while driving. So you can do it while standing in line. And you can always ask Bruno, Jesus, or a spiritual helper you really trust for help to receive the healing stream. And I find it really helpful to do it with other people. It's, Bruno said, after I am gone, the time will be right for everyone to experience help and healing inside themselves. And there is something powerful about doing it with other people or in groups. So I would really encourage you to find a person or a group to do this with. It's kind of this balance of our dependency needs to be on God, and other people can be so helpful on this path. It saved my life doing this with other people, so I highly recommend it. Thanks so much, beautifuls. Take care.